Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. We are previewing the semi-finals of the Speed Chess Championship 2025/2026. It started in October of last year, but there were a lot of events towards the back end of the year. So now we have reached the semi-finals, the live semi-finals in London, and it comes down to four players: Magnus Carlsen, Denis Lazavik, Hikaru Nakamura, and Alireza Firouzja. Now, it's a very fascinating tournament, as always. If you don't know the format, they're playing they've got three time controls. So they've got Blitz and variations of Blitz. So it's a pure Blitz tournament. So they've got like 5+0, 3+1, and then I think it's 3+0 or something like that. We'll check that in just a moment. But they have like three time controls. So they play an hour and a half of one, an hour of one, and then a half hour of the shortest one, which might even be like Bullet, 1-0. And the winner is whoever has the most points at the end of the round. Now, Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura are the only two people to have ever won this tournament. Spoiler alert for the predictions, I don't see that changing. I still think one of them is going to win. But there is one small caveat to that. Only Hikaru Nakamura is playing the candidates. Now, he is playing this. Now, this is just over 2 days, so it's not a very long time, committed time that he's using to play this in London. But he's not playing the FIDE Freestyle Chess World Championship in a couple of weeks at the end of March, or in March, because the candidates is coming end of March, April. He's preparing for that. Is he in top form? Also, last year, he scored third place because he lost in his semi-final match to Alireza Firouzja. If we overlook, you can obviously see the live finals in London, February 7th to February 8th. If we're heading to the schedule, you can see, after all the matches that have taken place, it is Denis Lazavik versus Magnus Carlsen, February 7th at 3 p.m. GMT +2. So that's my local time. Obviously, it changes depending on where your location is. And then it is a repeat of the last event semi-final, Alireza Firouzja versus Hikaru Nakamura, 5 hours later, 8 p.m. local time here in South Africa. Obviously, the two winners will play the grand final against each other, and the two losers will play the third place match. And if we're looking at how these players got here, if we go to the results, you can see it has been a very interesting matchup. So just looking at the quarterfinals, which was the last thing we previewed, Magnus Carlsen dispatched Fabiano Caruana. Denis Lazavik beat Hans Niemann. I think that was the match that I was least certain about. Alireza Firouzja won by 10 points against Yanni Pomnishi. Hikaru Nakamura only just got past Wesley So, 11 points to 10. Very, very interesting. And you can see there are a whole lot of games here in the semifinals. So Magnus Carlsen has defeated Jose Martinez and Fabiano Caruana on his way to facing Denis Lazavik. Denis Lazavik has defeated, obviously, Hans Niemann, but also Arjun Erigaisi. Alireza Firouzja defeated Yanni Pomnishi and Tuan Binlay, and Hikaru Nakamura defeated Wesley So and Le Quang Liem. Le Quang Liem. Yeah, I think so. And he will face Hikaru Nakamura. Now, in terms of what you need to know about this event, obviously it's live, so there will be fans. It combines Blitz and Bullets and $250,000 prize pool, and it's a single elimination. So these are the four players that remain. We've said them a lot. These are all the players that have been knocked out. This is also part of the Esports World Cup qualification. The Speed Chess Championship is part of the Champions Chess Tour this year, and up to three players, the top three players from this year's SCC, will qualify for the 2026 Esports World Cup. There will be another three places, I think, from the CGC, the Chess.com Global Championship, which happens a bit later this year, before the Esports World Cup in about May, June. You can see there was the round of 16 and quarterfinals from October 13th to December 4th. And how it worked was 75 minutes of 5+1, 50 minutes of 3+1, and 25 minutes of 1+1. However, the semifinals, it is now 90 minutes of 5+1, 60 minutes of 3+1, and 30 minutes of 1+1. Very fascinating indeed, particularly when we talk about the matchups. The prizes, obviously, the final, if you win it, you get $50,000. The winner gets $25,000, and the remaining $25,000 is split by win percentage. If you care about the prize money, it's on screen. But let's talk about the previous champions. Because they read as follows. Magnus Carlsen, 2024-2023. Hikaru Nakamura then won from 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, and 2018. And then 2017 and 2016 was won by Magnus Carlsen. Hikaru Nakamura won every event that Magnus Carlsen did not play, barring one. In 2022, he defeated Magnus Carlsen in the final. In 2023, Magnus defeated Hikaru in the final. But in 2024, it was Magnus Carlsen defeating Alireza Firouzja. And this is important because it was a live semifinals and finals in Paris. It was a live semifinals and finals in Paris. So if we go to the results, you will see that the final was contested between Magnus Carlsen, who scored 23.5 points to 7.5 to destroy Alireza Firouzja. It was not even close. And Magnus Carlsen, of course, beat Hans Niemann in the semifinals. Also live. Alireza Firouzja beat Hikaru Nakamura. He didn't destroy him. 5 points, but the match was a lot tighter than that would recall. Alireza doing well towards the end. 16.5 to 11. And then, of course, Hans smoked in the semifinal. Hikaru Nakamura, 21 points to 9. Ridiculous scores. But that is what happened in 2024. What is happening now this year is far, far more interesting. Once again, it is Hikaru Nakamura versus Alireza Firouzja. Now, when we talk about my predictions, I am giving it to Alireza again. I think Alireza defeats Hikaru again. I obviously think Magnus Carlsen defeats Denis Lazavik. I think we get a rematch of Magnus Carlsen versus Alireza Firouzja for the second time in a row. And I think Magnus Carlsen wins the SEC for a third time in a row and a fifth time overall, which would take him quite close to Hikaru, if I'm not mistaken. Hikaru won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, if Magnus Carlsen wins, then him and Hikaru have both won 5 each to have dominated for 10 editions. No one has been close. Unbelievable from all of them. But yes, Magnus Carlsen defeats Alireza Firouzja in the final. That is my prediction. Hikaru Nakamura will play Denis Lazavik in the third place playoff, and he will defeat him. Denis Lazavik, he's good. He's not there yet. Alireza Firouzja, fantastic. Not better than Magnus just yet. Of course, anything can change. It's a live setting. The players have had to fly into London for a couple of days. Magnus Carlsen could be ill. Hikaru Nakamura could be ill. Alireza could be ill. Any of them could be ill. They could be off their game. And this format is grueling. It is very, very grueling. You're playing, 3 hours of chess straight? Now, there's obviously breaks between the two. But you've got 90 minutes of 5+1, 60 minutes of 3+1, 30 minutes of 1+1, some breaks in between. It is a ridiculously difficult format. But someone must win, someone must lose, someone must finish last. And that is what I think, and that is the preview of the 2026 SEC Finals.